morning, good afternoon, and good evening to wherever you are in the world today. Welcome to this division of the I Speak movement. I am your co-host, Queen Aminata, and my other co-host is Princess Lindiwe. We are so excited to bring you this show today where we celebrate the global sisterhood. Princess Lindiwe, would you please introduce our guest?
Of course, my queen. Greetings to the global sisterhood. I am very excited today for the guest that we have. And thank you, first of all, Queen Aminata, for the warm welcome. And I just want to say that today's guest is a woman that wears many hats. It's a phenomenal woman all the way from India. Her name is Gayatri Chadwa, and she is the partner of Insanity. Yes, you heard right, but she will tell us more about that. She's also the founder of Sva Eternal. You see, I'm just getting so excited with everything that she does. She's a life coach and many, many more. So before I get carried away and just take the platform, Sister Gayatri, welcome, and please just have fun, enjoy, and take it away. A very warm welcome to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Queen Aminata and Princess Lindiwe, for that warm welcome. I am honored to be on this stage where we celebrate global sisterhood and giving me the opportunity to share my story with all of you. It's a pleasure being here. Thank you.
Thank you so much for accepting our invitation.
And it's an honor, actually, to be between a queen and a princess. It's like an honor to be here. And before we get into it, I would just say that with this movement, you're doing an amazing job connecting the world together and bringing out all the sisters in the world together to share a platform. So thank you for creating this. Yes. So
thank you. So let's just jump right into it. So Gayatri, with all the amazing things you do, please share with our audience, what was the vision you had that led you to this path of work and starting your organization?
So I think I'll go into my teenage years where I was somebody who underwent depression for almost a decade. Support as such with trying peer pressure, the societal pressure, and all. And that was when it actually started making sense that, everyone needs somebody. Every one of us requires someone who could just be there for you. At times, it just takes somebody to just listen. You don't require advice all the time. You don't require any support at time. But just knowing, or even, if a person is not there to listen to you, knowing that there's somebody who would pick up your call whenever you call them is motivation to just, get up day or, go on with your day. And as I went further into life, I did try my hands at different things, trying to do different work. But somehow that feeling or that need to be there for someone else didn't go down. And with that, I got into coaching, life coaching, NLP therapies. And that is where the organization as a whole came into being with a vision that a very simple vision, actually, in the name itself. It's in_sanity. I am a believer that all of us are insane in some way or the other. For us, we might be the perfect person, but for somebody else, some of our quirks could be insane. And we need to embrace that particular part of us without fearing what the society would say about it, without the fear of what if I'm not accepted. And that is why this organization has come being, to send message that irrespective of who you are or where you're from, you are always welcome. You deserve to be accepted. You deserve to have that listening ear. You deserve to be alive, because so many of us go through so many things, when it comes to, because of some belief systems, or you talk about the societal pressures, the peer pressures, the family pressures. So we are here just to hear the things, and that is the whole vision of Insanity.
Wow, that is absolutely amazing. And I love the fact that you started this, you basically got into your purpose inspirationally from a very young age. And I love the fact that you are comfortable in sharing your journey, that actually it started from a depression mode and it started from realizing that you needed somebody to talk to. And in Africa, we actually have a saying that says "umuntu umuntu ngabantu," which basically means that a person or a human being is a person because of other people. So I am because you are, and that basically speaks to that, and I love that. So before I even ask the next question, I just first of all want to say thank you for opening up, and thank you for using your hardships to actually empower other people. It's not a very easy journey to do that. It must have taken a lot of work to do that. So, first of all, I just want to say thank you for that. So, since you're actually talking about these projects, I just want to quickly ask, what are some of the projects that you are working on? Sister Gayatri, are you still there, or is our
Yes, yes,
connection
I'm
and
here. I
technology?
just lost you in between. Can you repeat your question, please?
So I was basically asking, what are some of the projects that you are currently working on at the moment?
So at the moment, the projects that we're working on are, we are trying to showcase stories of individuals in a segment called as Stories Unheard, where any story, it could be, we are not looking out for somebody who is too big of a person, a very general public out there, a very normal individual who has a story to tell. It does not necessarily have to be something big, but just their inspiration to get up in the morning. So we are trying to cover such stories through Stories Unheard, so that, listening to somebody who's going through something similar to you. Of course, everybody goes through things and everybody's journey is different, but knowing that we are not alone is a big thing. And that is what we are doing through Stories Unheard. We are doing another segment where we are writing articles and blogs which are by the students, for the students, and for the general public. And our main idea is experts speak everywhere. But when an individual who has gone through that speaks or writes about it, it has a different impact on the readers. So that is what we are working on. And one of the other projects which we are working on is in collaboration with Break the Silence, which is a council which was established for prevention of rape and suicide in India. So with them, we are doing teen talks where we are actually interviewing teens from across the country and taking their opinions, because teenage is something that is labeled. The moment a child enters the age of 11 or 12, the parents start stressing, oh, I'm going to have a teenager at home and it's going to be a chaos. So we want the voice of the teenagers to be heard, and how we can make a society a better place for these teenagers, because it's the hormones. There are so many things that make them who they are, and they require all the support that we can do. So these are some of the projects that we are currently working on.
Wow, Sister Gayatri, you're doing some powerful work, and it actually warms my heart to hear you say that you are compiling stories from the average everyday person. And the reason I say that is because oftentimes, just going through life, we're going through struggles. And I'd like to tell people that everybody has problems in life. There's no such thing as the perfect life. Nobody goes through life with no trials and tribulations, right? But when you're in the midst of the storm, you cannot always see the sunlight that's breaking through, because you're so focused on what you're going through. And to hear somebody else tell their story is so empowering, because you know that if that person was able to get through it, I can get through it. And so oftentimes we think that, you know, we're going through the worst time of our life. It can't get any worse until you hear the other story. And then you say, wow, maybe my situation isn't so bad and there is hope. So thank you so much for providing that platform, because I and Princess Ndiwe are really big on letting your voice be heard. That's why we started the I Speak movement. We want women to be able to tell their story their way in their own voice to encourage each other. So thank you so much, because storytelling is a powerful thing. And I wish more people would get into it because it's so healing. It's very therapeutic mentally and emotionally. So thank you so much for that. So speaking of your projects that you're currently doing, what kind of things do you foresee in the future you expanding to with these projects? What kind of lanes do you think you want to expand into to grow the movement that you're doing?
So for me, the upcoming projects are, we are also looking at, creating documentaries or short stories, which will bring about the awareness. I think a lot of work is being done about the awareness, especially I feel that pandemic was kind of a blessing where people started speaking about things, but there are still so many issues that are still not spoken about really. Even when we talk about mental health, we just speak about anxiety or depression, but there is whole other spectrum of mental health disorders that nobody speaks about. So we want to talk about those. We want to talk about other social issues. We want to talk about more about addictions. We want to talk about, do segments on people who have successfully tried to, turn a leaf after being addicted to substance. Or we want to go to the grassroots levels in not just India but across the globe, go to the grassroots levels where it's actually required, and possibly help them with mental health support or any kind of support that we can provide to them. So that is the final vision, is to reach the grassroots levels, because I think that is where the main work starts and it's required. So that is the entirety of the project that we're looking out for.
That sounds absolutely inspirational, and I have to say that I absolutely love the work that you're doing and the efforts that you're actually going through, to make sure that you get to the root cause of things, to make sure that you get to the bottom of things, to address, the teenagers, because they are our future leaders. And when we make sure that they are empowered, then we make sure that we have empowered future leaders. So speaking of which, I just want to find out from you. Obviously, now your projects, the current ones and the future visions, those are your baby, and they say it takes a village to raise a child. So this is your child. So how can people collaborate with you? Are you looking into any collaborations to sort of create that village that would help you to raise this beautiful child, or rather beautiful children?
Yes, of course. I mean, you rightly said it takes a village to raise a child. And though this is our baby, without the help and support of others, I don't think that this baby can grow. So we definitely are looking out for collaborations from across different countries, from across different places throughout India itself, where we can collaborate and get more people talking about it, more people to open up, to bring more stories, because the tagline for insanity is stories unheard. So we want those unheard stories, we want those untold stories to come to front, and irrespective of where or who they are from, we want all of that to be out. And any organization who would love to join hands with us, we are more than happy to be a part. We are more than happy to share the stories. In fact, I also would like to go to different cultures and understand, because when we talk about global platforms, the issues might be different, but somewhere the root stems from some similar belief systems to a great extent. So I would love to go to different cultures, explore that communities, explore different, talk to different teenagers, different individuals from different parts of the globe, and see if we can create this network and grow it to a level that if we can handhold each other and grow together, I think we definitely would love to collaborate with people, any organizations who are working with teenagers, who are working with women, who are working with addictions or abuse. We are more than happy to help them in any way, to showcase their stories, to showcase the stories of individuals who are turning a new leaf. And above everything else, we are here to guide and, help individuals to find the path. Because I think somewhere, as I said at the beginning, just having somebody there who could listen to you is a big thing. And that is where me and my team are all ready to listen to them, to uh, give them the support, because soon we might be starting a helpline of sorts. We are trying to figure out how we can work around it, because there are a lot of things involved when you want to start a helpline. But possibly we will be getting into it where we will be working 24/7, either through emails or some other form of communications where people can connect and we can help anyone and any organization who wants to contribute or who requires us to help them out. We would be more than happy to help them out to spread their work globally. Because I think unless we help each other, the work will stay in a small pocket. And no matter how much you wish to grow it, it grows only with support. So yes, collaborations are something. So a couple of collaborations we already are working with. As I said, we are working with the BTS, that is the Break the Silence Council. I am more than happy to future collaborate with you, Queen Aminata and Princess Lindiwe, for the I Speak moment, and take it further into this part of the globe. We are also looking out with collaborating with universities or schools, where we can create ecosystems which are favorable for the students, and not just the students but also the staff. Because when it comes to universities or schools, even the teachers, the professors require that particular help to support them. So that is another collaborations. We would be more than happy to create communities in education systems, in a professional environment with corporates, where they require to conduct some things or create a strong support, especially when it comes to inclusion and diversity. Because we are working towards trying to get every individual, be it from a special needs person, individual with any kind of disabilities, individuals from the LGBTQ plus communities, or any background, cultural background, financial backgrounds. We want everyone to flourish. So to create such environments, anybody who wishes to have any help from us, we are there to help them.
Wow, Gayatri, that is so wonderful, my sister. And as you were speaking, I was just thinking in my mind how wonderful this would be to expand outside of India. So to hear that that is one of your goals really encourages me, because this is something that's needed all over the world, right? We all need encouragement. Sometimes we all need somebody to come alongside and lift us up and hold us up in our weak moments. And this is exactly what you're doing. So in that same spirit, Sister Gayatri, would you please tell our listening audience, how can people get in touch with you if they want to tell their story, if they want to introduce a company, an organization, or a school to you, or if they have students that want to tell their story? How can people reach out to you? What are the different platforms and your email address and all those things so that people can contact you?
So I am most active on LinkedIn. So if anybody wants to connect, my name Gayatri Chadwa, as it appears on the screen, is how you can find me on LinkedIn. And I'm always there on LinkedIn and I immediately respond to messages. So that is the best way to connect with me. Apart from that, our website, storiesunheard.in, is where you can connect with us. We have a contact us form onto the website where anybody can get in touch with the messages, and me or my team will get back to you about it. Apart from that, the email ID I will share with the links of the post of this live. I'll share my email ID also. And I'm also there on Instagram by the same name. So, Instagram and LinkedIn are the two places where I'm most active. So, people can get in touch anytime.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Princess Lindiwe, did you have anything you wanted to add?
I just wanted to say, Sister Gayatri, you're doing an amazing job. And somebody out there might be asking themselves, wow, this woman is doing so much work. She focuses on holistic ways of dealing things. I mean, you're talking about taking care of not only the students, but the staff, focusing on making sure that everybody in the chain or in the ecosystem is well provided for and well taken care of. Just two things that you can share with our audience on how do you take care of yourself? Because all of this work that you are doing, some might view it as being very heavy emotionally, some might view it as being a lot of work. What are the two things? Obviously, just excuse the background. I've got my dogs and neighbors' dogs, making sure that they're also part of the show. But what are the two things you can share with our viewers that just tells them how you actually make sure that you are okay for you to do this work?
Thank you for that question. And before I answer that question, I would say I think your dogs know that I love pets, and that is why they are a part of this show today. To say hi, and hi back to them too. So, as you rightly said, sometimes it takes a toll on your mental and emotional well-being when you're for others. And as I said earlier, that I have been through that phase of depression, and I think people who have gone through that phase will agree with me to some extent that the triggers never completely go. They do stay with you to some extent, and sometimes it becomes overwhelming. A few things that I really do is, one of the things is I am mindful of myself and empathetic to myself. So if my body tells me that you have reached your limit, I take a break. So it could, I go around where, like, it's not like monthly or quarterly or half yearly or yearly breaks. If my body tells me now you are not going to interact with people professionally, then I do take that space for myself. I think it's being mindful when and know that you're overwhelmed. That is there. The second thing is I say I'm blessed with a support system where I have a lot of people around me who are there to listen. And it took a long time for me to open up and share about my struggles, because you always have that thing, how will a person perceive me? But for me, fortunately, I have two, three of such people around me whom I can just go, just speak my heart out. They just listen to me and make sure that I am back to myself. But having said all of this part, I would just encourage people that if you require help, please ask for it. Make sure you ask for it. You don't have to do everything by yourself. Go out, ask for help wherever you require, however you require. And that is what I do personally also, that a hard lesson learned, but asking for help always works. You don't have to do this alone. That is one realization, I think, which can help you do much more than you are capable of.
Thank you for that, Gayatri. And you said something that's very important, asking for help, because oftentimes we don't do that because of varying reasons. We don't want people to know we're struggling. We want people to think we have it all together because social media has created a false world where we think we have to be on the top of our game all the time, forgetting that we're all human and we need somebody, right? And the other thing you mentioned that I think is very important is you have to have a team. Who is your team of trusted advisors and allies and friends and sometimes even family, sometimes not family, because it's not always family that's going to come to your aid. So that's something else we need to remember is you have to have at minimum one person, but in reality you want more, but at least one person that you can depend on when things get rough, because that is crucial. And so I want to encourage everybody out there in our listening audience to let that be the one thing that you really work on, is getting at least one person in your corner that you can talk to about anything without judgment. You want to be able to go and talk to this person, ask for help, or even just share, because sometimes it's not necessarily that you want them to do anything, but you need that listening ear just to get it out and off your chest, right? And to just talk to somebody about it. So that is very, very powerful what you said, Gayatri. And I think you are an amazing sister. I'm so happy to be in your network and to have you on here sharing with us, you guys. This has been just a great time of getting to know about your organizations and all the great work you're doing in India. I'm looking forward to all of that expanding throughout the world and you doing amazing work and changing lives for the better in the process. Princess and D-Way,
Thank you so
go
much.
ahead and close us out.
Wow, ladies, and everybody out there globally, global sisterhood, global collaborations, I Speak movement, whereby we give I Speak moments to allow people to share their stories. And we have a surprise for you. You may have assumed that today was Gayatri's I Speak moment. But it was not. It was just for her to share snippets about her business. Her I Speak moment is still coming up, and we will share details of that very soon. We're actually going to have a YouTube channel where we will upload all the I Speak moments. So you've got everything in one platform. Look out for that. We should have that in the next coming couple of weeks. So I hope that you're just as excited as we are. Now, obviously, she's going to be giving her I Speak moment and she's going to be telling her story. If you thought today was inspirational, I cannot wait. I personally cannot wait to actually hear her story, the details, the inspiration, and the advice. I mean, she's already shared 2 germs of how does she keep going in an environment that a lot of people would feel, oh, it's such heavy work, it's draining. And she gave us 2 things that we can use to make sure that we are always, they say, make sure you fill your cup so that it's overflowing and you serve from the saucer. She's already given us 2 things of how to fill our cup. And I am looking forward to how else can we fill our cup and what is behind her story? What is her story? So if you also want to share your story and you also want to be featured, now there's a sign up link that has been doing the rounds at the bottom of your screen, pretty in pink. I Speak, well, let me not read it, but it's at the bottom of the screen. Just make sure that you sign up and we'll take you through so that you can be the next one to show up on the screens and give inspiration to global sisterhood. Sign up and join us. And it's been an amazing day. It's been an amazing show. It's been an amazing journey. Gayatri, thank you so much for the inspiration. Thank you for sharing your time, because time is the one thing that you cannot get back. So that is you sharing a part of you. That is you sharing something that is really very sacred and precious, because that is something you will not get back. So from both of us, we would love to say a huge thank you, and we are looking forward to your I Speak moment.
Woo!
Thank
Yes,
you so
Gayatri,
much
do
for
you have
having
any
me. It's a
closing words for
pleasure.
us? Do you have any closing words for us,
I would
Sister Gayatri?
Yes, I would just say thank you so much for having me. And you both are an inspiration yourself. I mean, every time I see your work, I get inspired. So there, right there in the frame, I have my inspirations with me, and continue the good work. And I would be more than happy to help both of you in any way I can to get this I Speak moment grow much more, and all the best wishes for both of you. So
Thank you.
Thank
let's
you.
continue to fill each other's cup regularly.
Most definitely. So, on that note, you guys, everybody go out and be fantabulous. Smooches.